once I get this, it's time to get back to it. 100% no death. Let me enter. I can delete. Let's see. I believe. Alright, so the goal here, obviously, we're making it through the entire game without dying. Call him Challenger, since this is my challenge run. So I did this a while ago, and the only death, it took me quite a few attempts, but in the end, I did manage to complete the game with, I think, the only death I had was a gravity death, and it was at the end, towards the end of the game, and I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna keep going. But the goal was always to do it without any deaths, period, and I never got to the DLC. So that's what we're gonna go for this time around. We are gonna do the whole thing without dying to gravity or enemies, and I'm gonna try and get through the DLC without dying as well.
Good. All signed.
Just thinking of Ludwig and Florence, the fiery cleric beast. I'm not sure how realistic that is, but we're gonna figure it out as we go. I know it's possible. I'm sure other people have done the whole game and the DLC, and I know it can be done, I just haven't done it myself. But all those attempts going through the main game, they helped me out. Yeah, Florence is really able to always do that. Worrying me like a lot, but that's a ways down the road. So. Aside from checking out some new games, been playing Star Wars, which has got a little bit of Dark Souls pepper in it, and then I got Outer Worlds, which is like a space version of Fallout, how it feels so far. So I'm gonna make sure brain wired to Bloodborne's controls before I go dive into the fire. Get a weapon first. So I always go for the cleaver, and then, at least to start, my very, very, very first playthrough of this game was my first fun game ever, and I went with the axe, and I don't regret it, but after playing it a few times, I just fell in love with the cleaver, and I used the axe as a secondary. So that's what I'm going to do, especially if I'm trying not to die, and the bolt weapon might be the best of it, and that was definitely the cleaver. One of these days I'll get around to doing a playthrough where I use a different weapon, but what can I say? I like what I like. Just like in Dark Souls 3, every time I tell myself I'm going to do something different, but I always end up doing a quality build with a long sword, an exile great sword, and a couple other things. Oh, and the dragon bow upgrade. Other than that, not too much diversity. I need to change it up a little bit more. Alright. I just got a new TV too, so I feel like I need to get the settings right on there.
Now and
Alright, time to go hunting. You know, that's why I love this game so much, is even when I was doing my no death runs, and it took literally hundreds of attempts to get my best run, I never got tired of restarting this game. I love the beginning of this game knowing I have the whole rest of the game in front of me. That's how much I love this game. I want to do some kind of stream for Dark Souls games, but I don't know shit about the lore, so I can't really talk about that. 2, yes, I've beaten the games. I've completed, I've 100% completed Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 2, I will never 100% complete because of the DLC, and a couple other things that I just will never do. Dark Souls 1, I would like to 100%, but it's so goddamn confusing. I'm sure I could, but it would take a lot of homework and a lot of following YouTube videos. So with that one's just a matter of patience. Same with Dark Souls 2, you could make the argument, but that one with the I forget the name. The DLC where you fight in the area. Like the white tiger stuff, the area. If you haven't played it, there's an area in that DLC where you are outside. It's full on blizzard, so you can't see a foot in front of you. And on your way to the boss, which is just 2 of those giant tigers, you get attacked by these, I don't even know, they're like headless horsemen, frosty headless horsemen that fuck you up. They're like one of the hardest, most annoying enemies in that game. And I just don't see it. So, I mean, as far as the main game, of course, I have beaten Dark Souls 2, at least the new one, with the DLC. I don't see myself. I wish I was good enough to say I could eventually do it, but I can't dedicate myself to that winter hell long enough to really beat all of it. Not to mention all the different drop downs. I guess it's that fiery area. I think it's the area where you type 2 smelter demon. Anyways, yeah, thank you. I'm just trying my camera. Too much on top of that, I don't think most people agree that Dark Souls 2 is kind of like the red-headed stepchild of the Soul series, for a good reason. I mean, it's a good game in its own right, I guess it's standalone, but you compare it to any of the other games in the series, and it just doesn't hold up. Which is fine. I mean, these games are in a tier of their own, so not every game has to be as good, but Dark Souls is definitely one that I'm only playing maybe a tenth of the time I'm playing this other one. So. We'll see. But as of right now, I'm feeling Bloodborne. So Bloodborne is when I'm gonna start this. Who knows, maybe one day I'll I need to be there after. Maybe one of these days I'll go for a no death in Dark Souls 3. I just don't know if I can pull that off. Especially without, I use the bow a lot. Not only to pull enemies, but just to, if I know an enemy is a pain in the ass, like right after Pontiff Sullivan, you're going up that bridge, and you have those Anne Orlando knights, yeah, I just take out that person with my bow, and I mean, there's a bunch of areas where I work to make it more challenging for myself. work my way up to this as well. So let's grab this before they come back. Where's your buddy? You're lucky. Where are you just going? Why are you just walking around? I want this guy to burn himself alive. I'll go this one. I don't want it. And you, I don't think I've ever seen this character go back. Dark. But the only really pain in the ass sounding part in my head is the DLC sure is meant to be when you're a little more leveled up, but you can access it pretty goddamn early. Although obviously it's not really recommended. So, and what I usually do on just, you know, if I'm just playing the game for fun, I will just go through the main game, and then once I'm at, you know, maybe a level like 70-ish, I'll start the DLC and just kind of hop back and forth and try and, you know, just finish them both at about the same time. But if I do that with a no death run, I'm not sure if that's going to be harder or to go off. I think that's going to be a challenge, or if I'm just start to go wrong. So, kind of 90% of the way through the main game, but I'm trying to get the way through the DLC and I ended up dying from the boss. It's going to be really a lot more disheartening than just dying. So maybe what I'll do is just do the entire main game, except maybe a couple of optional areas, save those till the very end, and then go through the DLC. And I'm thinking if I do that, I'm going to be too leveled up for the DLC at that point. I'm sure it'll still be hard, but it won't be the challenge I'm used to. You know, I don't want to go in there level 110 instead of 70. I feel like that's too much of a too much leeway. Yeah, we'll just see how I feel when it comes time. And another thing I need to do better is staying fully leveled up. That was the biggest problem I had when I was doing these challenge runs initially. I would get cocky and say, oh, I'm pretty much full, you know, I can handle it, and then I'd get fucked over by an enemy, and missing health ends up being my death. So I'm going to stay fully topped off as much as I possibly can. Right. Alright, let's come over to you. Oh my god. Don't need it. Oh, no, drop down to the slimy fools. And, oh, maybe I got the shard. That's alright. Oh, I missed. I hate that. Hey, yeah. As far as other games are concerned, there's still a lot in my list, or my library, actually, that I need to get down to, because they are quality games. I don't know, there's something about the Soul series that keeps bringing me back. I can't go more than maybe a couple weeks without playing one of these games. So like The Witcher, I haven't beat that. You know, it's about DLC for it, that's a long way. I don't even think I'm halfway through that game. And granted, it is large, but I've had to keep them out. Grand Theft Auto 5, which is barely beat, or I'm at the very end. Skyrim, I had 2 versions of that I never beat. And they're just kind of piling up at this point. That was all thanks to Bloodborne. I don't blame it. I'm glad I finally did it. Wish I would have maybe found it after I completed all those other games. Especially now that there's some more games coming out. Like Borderlands 3, which is taking a theme on my hard drive at this point. Not that it's a bad game. Not that any of them are bad games. It's just that they're not that good. Yeah. And oh, I missed it. Pathways to not only save time and levels, but to make it through relatively quickly. So from a better system, but it up my cleaver in the order that I'm used to. I would say, even though, yes, I have beat this game literally probably 50 times, Gascoigne is still kind of, well, okay, I would say he's 90%, I can beat him, not 100. Cleric he's like 100 or 99. Ebrietis is like 85. Martyr, okay, depending on how he tries to act on that particular day. Anywhere from 80 to 95. Same with Rom. And Rom, it's really a matter of me getting impatient in that fight. If I really remember to breathe and just don't worry about how long it's taking me. And it's okay if it takes 5 minutes. I'm fine, but I end up getting impatient. Let the spiders kind of gang up on me. Oh, and that stupid hunter bitch in Bergenworth. God, I hate that girl. That fucking lady. I cannot stand her. She cheats. She hits like a truck way too early in the game for that, in my opinion. I mean, you're going in there right after you kill the shadows. So yes, I mean, even if it's your first time, you're starting to get the hang of it, but for how difficult she is, it just seems kind of mean. Which I get, these games are all about being mean. Better than she is something. The best way I found to deal with her is just pull my axe, pray that I can knock down on them. Bloodstar Beast is basically 99. And then I would the rest of my warriors are in the DLC. Some of the enemy, I mean the what are they called, the lanterns, these that cause enemies. I can't remember their exact name right now, but that section always came in Nightmare of Mensis. Dude, attacking oh, and amygdala sometimes can be a bit if I can't, if I end up missing that visceral, if you know, there's an opening for a visceral attack if you get in there. Oh my god, did I go the wrong way? I did. I forgot to drop down. Oh my god. See, I need to shut up and really pay attention to what I'm doing because I completely forgot. As I'm talking about, you know, oh, I have a pass, you know, it saves time. Yeah, I totally forgot to loop around and go talk to the little girl. I can't believe that. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a minute since I've done it. Oh, that means I gotta run all the way back. Wait, hold on. Yes, I do. Getting it instead. Normally what I'll do is go down there and kill the dude banging on that door right there. Go up, kill that little group over there, and then come back, hop down here. So you know what, I'll basically I have a way where I just don't really get back. I was just talking too much and got myself. I'm nothing for you right now, lady. I'm just gonna. I'm selling magazines. You wanna buy some? Okay, let's take care of this guy. Alright, everyone's favorite huntress.
Oh, what? Prepare.
Nice and easy for a backstab, and he's gonna shoot at us from the left. And across to the other monsters. Yes, Charlotte, thank you. Gonna go out, clear out the outside, and then go down and deal with the rats. Oh, and this guy. There's another spot where I get impatient sometimes. I get a video to see exactly what everything was, but the cleaver's pretty generic. The starting weapon, it's the one they showed in the promo and the gameplay. I think it is. Luckily, not the DLC weapon because I really haven't messed around with those a whole lot at all. Even though I've gotten all of them at one point and I've upgraded all of them to a certain extent to where I was able to touch them. But I could definitely do more of them. The point is, the cleaver is just, I feel so comfortable with it. At least for the timing, I like the fold out attack, especially at the end of a combo, which is beautiful. Oh, and then you get the bonus damage against beasts, which is like 99% of the enemies. It's just... Oh, and then you put the axe with it, and you're fucking unstoppable, literally. I mean, you can prevent anything with those two. Oh, and the cleaver solely waits for just a touchdown. Other than that, all you need is the cleaver and the axe. Jump over there. And I can see that. All their attention. Hello. You guys munching over here? Can I have a bite? Oh, that's right. It's something back down here. Then it goes flatter. Wait, how did I figure all this shit? Go back up. Now's normally the time I would head. Or would I go for if I would have been paying attention, I would have come up here, talked to the little girl. Basically, I think I would have done what I just did in the opposite. So that way, this way, then I would have gotten down and well, I guess that is how I normally do that. Now it's just the werewolves on the bridge, and that big dude up there, and then we'll level up. How did I go through this? Brain fart. God, dude. Living damage. Over here, by yourself. Leave your birdie things. That's it. Fuck, I hate that shit. That's a big enemy right there. One combo that you have to. Oh no, combo. Gilbert's gonna tell us what we need to go through. Oh no, we have to fight.
Across the valley,
oh,
deep
yeah.
back there. Across deep back there.
And back to the doll. How long did that take me to run through there? About half an hour?
Hello, good eye on and eat. Very well.
Wow, I got 13? Holy shit. Like, normally right now I'm gonna have like maybe 9 or 8 or so. I don't know. Maybe I do have more than that, but I know I usually don't have 13. That's pretty good. Oh, you know what? Just for my own posterity's sake, I need to call this part 1 or first part or number 1. I love how all these guys are posted up. Like, if I wasn't running, I mean, they just stand there. That's their whole day and night. Like, do they get paid to stand there? Or... And why is this guy with crows and the other ones are all by themselves? Like, this guy's just a bird lover? I wonder if they're all aware that Turkey is just chilling up there. I missed. Stop. that goes. Try and get another level before we get my gas going. Maybe even get another shard. Who knows? Light that torch, fool. Oh my god. Yeah, we'll see, man. So far so good, but I'm not very far. Gas going is going to be kind of a test to see if I'm in the right mindset. I'm not too worried about him, but sometimes he catches me off guard if I haven't played for a while. Alright. I can still short a level, but not too short. I think I need like a level 5 or so. So level up. This is a run I don't want to fuck up because I've gotten so many of those lucky shard drops. Like I got like 3 or 4 extra that I normally don't get. Oh yeah, I know.
But there's a noted 92.
Yeah, that's really the only way to make it through the game is with gun parry. Well, I'm sure it's possible to beat the game without doing parries, but I wouldn't want to try that. Where'd you go? Where'd you go, you silly doll?
Welcome. What? Very well then.
Oh, I'm short for a 3rd level. Okay, well, 800.
Farewell. Welcome. What? Very well.
Still need 3 for that. Okay. Oh, and I don't have my gems. Duh. Oh, you haven't finished Bloodborne? No kidding, man. It is really good. I'm telling you, the worst part about the game is finishing it because there's nothing left to play. So, do you have the DLC for it then, or just the main game? Because if you don't have the DLC, I'm telling you, man, it's worth it. Obviously, my opinion is a little bit biased because I love this game. Seriously, I think it's like $10 and it is awesome. They really did a good job with it. Okay, I need to make blood bullets before I go in there, but I'm gonna have time to do it later. I'm not gonna come all the way back. Oh, that's right. I usually kill these fucking ass. See, it's the little things I forget like that. I'll kill these guys. Refill them again. And then go base blood bullets. So hopefully someone in between. Yeah, no, back a couple. You have the disc. Right, but you have the, oh, DLC, I thought you said, okay. You do have the DLC. Sweet. So how far have you made it into that? Okay, well, this, and that's it, actually. Okay, when do you guys drop some bullets? Damn it! I was afraid of that. Oil man. Man, if you're not gonna drop a shard, just give me a blood bottle. I was really hoping to refill my bullets. I like going in with 20 just because I feel like every time I don't is when I miss shots and I ended up needing those extra bullets. So, let's see how this goes. Okay, and I apologize in advance, but I'm not going to watch all the cutscenes just because I've seen them personally many times, and I'm guessing most of you have. hit it. Oh yeah, for sure, man. Once you play Dark Souls game, any game you thought was hard before that, you just kind of have to chuckle because, yeah, you said it best, man. I mean, they're in a tier of their own, and that's the awesome thing about these games, though, is that sure they are extremely difficult, especially at the beginning, but once it clicks, it really does just click for you, and you just. It doesn't make it necessarily easy, but you start to understand the rhythm of it, you know? And so it is very difficult, but not in a way that is just stupid hard, where they just over-bombard you or, you know what I mean, just throw in a bunch of random nonsense to make it seem difficult. The challenge is really well balanced, in my opinion. I think that's why it's so addicting. One of the reasons, at least. Before I forget... Yeah, if anyone really, really wants to see these cutscenes, they've never seen it before, I guess let me know, but like I said, for the most part, just I know what everyone's about to say, and then I know the cutscenes, so, yeah, no point. So before we go spend our souls, let's go look up the story area. And I've learned my lesson the last few times. I used to just go straight. What do you want to call it? And then if I survive, they go level up, but sure, I should say too. So even if I smarter this time, not take so many items, especially this early in the game. Like that's the thing about this game is. Doesn't matter how many times you beat it, a fucking croak with that side over there. Exactly, yeah. Once it clicks, you just kind of... Once it clicks, from then on out, all you gotta do is make little adjustments for, you know, to fit the boss that you're fighting. Very well. Currently on, at least, and... It's really just that initial curve, and that curve really only is there for your first game. Like if I think if I would have played a Dark Souls game before I played Bloodborne would have clicked a lot sooner than it did, and vice versa. I mean, it goes both ways. I think the Dark Souls games really clicked for me a lot sooner than they would have, or than they did for most people, because I started with Bloodborne. So it was really just for me, it was just a little bit slower Bloodborne, with obviously different mechanics, but yeah, I think you understand what I mean. The gist of it essentially was already there for me, because I'd already beaten Bloodborne so many times. Okay, so start with 3 shards. Well, see, the thing I like about these games in particular, like aside from what I was just saying about the challenge being so well balanced, is the fact that there is all these like different endings and the shortcuts and the level design. It's all blended together really well. So they had these fantastic games on these older gen consoles, right? And and they remade them for these new ones, but not only that, they kind of updated the mechanics. They didn't change anything. It's still the same game, but they made it more responsive to where you feel like it is sped up a little bit. I mean, Dark Souls, you put in Dark Souls 1 on your PS4, and yes, it's still going to feel slower than Bloodborne or Dark Souls 3, but, you know, since I've gotten the remastered on the PS4, I've actually had a chance to play the old school version, like the original on the Xbox 360, and you feel a difference. I mean, it is, a remaster is the perfect word for it, because it is the same game, but at the same time, you don't have that that lag or delay. It's almost just like it's just an overall slower experience in general than the remastered is. And obviously, it's just the fact that you're on a newer console, right? I mean, you're not playing on a Nintendo or Xbox or a new PS4 with a game that's been modified to run on it. So, even though it's the same game and it's the same pace, maybe it does just feel slower, and maybe it's not actually slower. But I wouldn't be surprised if you were to, like, really compare them side by side and find out that, you know, your swings in the remaster come out a little bit quicker than the original, or the fact that your character is moving quicker than he did in the original version. Damn it, I was wrong. How is it like that? Come at me again, bro. Oh, nice. Yeah, see, and it feels so good. I mean, some of the challenges that get behind are kind of tedious in Bloodborne, like the Chalice dungeon. Not stupid, but like really, like the Chalice dungeon for me is kind of like the funness from the balancing of the combat, or the, you know what I mean, the challenge being balanced, kind of cross the line, because you have so many of those boss fights where you walk in and you instantly lose half your health, or the boss fight, or the boss does double damage. Like that, just makes it harder, just to make it harder. I really like it here, which means I'm gonna have to come back anyways, so there's no point in risking death right there when I have to come back. So I need those shards. And I could just pop up. Wait, near and I'm not sure if I've heard of near. Am I saying? I don't even know if I'm saying that right. N-I-E-R. I don't think I've heard of that one. Is that made by From Software too? Or is that its own thing? Oh, wait, are you talking about, what's it called, Near Automoto, or Auto, I don't know. If it's the game I'm trying to think of, then it's like 2 words in its title, but I'm not sure if that's correct. And I know I've never played that one. I don't even know much about it at all, except for the fact that it's a video game. fuck? Near Automata, that's what it is. Okay. So is Near Automata or Automata on the PS4, or is it only on the last gen consoles? And what's it about anyway? Does it play like the Dark Souls game, like you run around with a sword and shield, or is it like a shooter, or it's something else? And also, how would you rank it next to a Souls game? Would you say it's like if Souls was 10, would you say Nier Automata is 8 or 9 or like a 5? Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I was planning on looking it up. I was just kind of looking for, like, well, I guess you just kind of did just give me an outline of the game. I was kind of just looking for, like, you know, what kind of setting is it, you know? Like, is it like a, like I said, are you running around with a sword and shield, or are you like a, you got a gun? But yeah, I'll check it out. Your take on it. How did I not pick that up? And see, that's the other thing too with these games is I've gone through them so many times that I can tell you what the characters are gonna say when I talk to them, but as far as putting the lore together, I don't fucking know what's going on. Like, I know it's the night of the hunt. Yosefka's doing some shady experimental stuff. She turns into an alien. There's like a fake Yosefka that ties in. The fucking great ones doing their shit. Yeah, I mean, as far as putting the actual story, I've watched, what's his name? Vadia or whatever. I can't pronounce his name either. His videos are really awesome. I haven't seen him for a while, and he puts the lore together pretty interestingly. But I never read Lovecraft. I never even heard of Lovecraft until I started doing some like Bloodborne searches on Google and saw that name pop up. But so yeah, as far as like the story goes, that's still a whole new chapter for me to explore when I want to. Like, same with the Soul series. I've kind of purposely not paid extra attention to the story, just so I can. I still have some kind of a surprise when I really decide to do a lore-based run.
Beast hunting.
But I just. Maybe that's just me as a. You know,
as you know,
my opinion as a player is I would just want to go. Like, yeah, the story is important, sure. But at a certain point, I just want to go kill some shit. You know, like that's why I like Bloodborne. You know, he's like, just go kill some beasts. You know, that's what you do. So That was perfect for me. But it's also fun to put the story together. Kind of how Bloodborne lets you, just find out there and kind of, what the fuck? How did like half my health that I just went all the way through. But yeah, I like how it just lets you put it together based on your own interpretations of the notes and what's going on in general and the cutscenes. It doesn't say, hey, this is what's going on. And that's where you get these cool-ass theories. Like I said, I don't really pay enough attention to each specific dialogue and put them together in a way that would frame the story for me. I just haven't yet. I will one of these days. Same with Dark Souls. But in the end, I'll probably just end up watching a video on it and, yeah. Or another video, I should say. Because Vadia is going to know a lot more about the lore than I do, so. But maybe I'll watch one of his videos as I'm going through the game. That way I can put it together while I'm going through it. That would be kind of neat. Oh, action adventure RPG. Okay. More fast-paced than Bloodborne, huh? Interesting. Is it on the PS4 then? Like, can I play it right now? Here, let me, see if I can pull up Google real quick. Yeah, Nier Automata, PS4. Huh. Oh, dude, I might have to... you might have just found me a new game to go buy. After I just, got GameStop. Got Star Wars and the Outer Worlds. Like I said, I have too many games building up that I need to go beat. Because they're solid games. Again, they're just not Bloodborne or Dark Souls, so I can't... They don't hold my attention long enough. It's just for a Souls game. There's no other game that can scratch that itch. I mean, yeah. Yeah, see, it's skipping through the dialogue. I mean, yeah, I can justify it because I've beaten this game so many times, but at the same time, I've beaten this game so many times and I still couldn't tell you the lore, so that should probably tell you something about my attention span and the fact that maybe there's been...
You're there! Okay, I don't know.
Well, okay, that's not true. My first playthrough, I did try to pay attention. It's just kind of a confusing story, especially your first time playing any Souls game. It's kind of hard to keep track, so I didn't really understand too much. And then my second time, I just really wanted to get the mechanics down, and then it just got to the point where I was just running through the game because I love it. Memorize the dialogue, but I never really clicked as to what they were saying as far as relating to the world around them. So, that's really what I need to do, is to think about what these entities are saying, instead of just having it go in one ear and not the other. Me worrying about the next enemy. I know it is a really cool story there if you're willing to, pay attention and look for it, but I just haven't yet. Wait, why am I... WTF, where's all my shit? Why are my antidotes all the way down here? What the fuck? They're usually up... My shit's upside down. I must have... sorted them? Wrong, there we go. I don't know how I did that. Anywho, okay. 24, that's exactly the number we need. Let's kill these buggers, see if we can get a lucky drop and get a...
You are a second.
Have them drop a gem for me. There's one more out there. Guess not. Yeah, whoever's saying that, either, like you said, they've just literally been living under a rock as far as games on the PS4 are concerned, or they don't have a PS4, so they don't know what games to add.
Welcome. Very well.
PS4, okay, I understand that maybe not, you know, maybe not Blood Soul or
Farewell.
the Soulsborne series is for everyone, but they're for most people, especially if you give it the time it deserves. Give it a chance.
Welcome. What?
You've got Uncharted,
Very
you've got God
well.
of War, you've got
Let the echoes become yours.
I mean, there's tons and tons. I mean, hold on one sec. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's so many PS4. Oh, The Last of Us, which has the second one coming out this year. I mean, Xbox has its games too. Gears of War. I wish it was on PS4, but that's really the only one that comes to mind right off the top of the head. I mean, Halo, for me, kind of died off when I was like 14. Not that it's not a good game. I don't know. It just doesn't grip me like it did. I used to love it. Now I just don't. And then the other ones, I know they have their exclusives, but none of them stick out like even half of the PS4 ones do. The PS4, as far as games, in my opinion, the PS4 absolutely dominates the exclusive games, and they probably will, just because they have so many. Like, I don't see how Xbox can turn that around unless they just unleashed fucking 100 Xbox exclusives at once, but they'd have to be really good games on top. I mean, I just don't see it happening. I mean, whoever says the PS4 doesn't have good games, they don't know what a good game is, then, is really what I have to say to that. Okay, what am I doing? Can I go? I can't remember if I have to see Old Yarnum, or if I just have to get to Old Yarnum to have her tell me I can send people to her. I think I just have to get to Old Yarnum. See, Monster Hunter's another one that I picked up. It was on Amazon for like 15 bucks. I heard good things about it. Put it in, I played it for like maybe an hour. And not that it wasn't a good game, but I could just tell that it was like pretty fleshed out. Like, it was one of those games that was its own thing.
Oh, splendid. You're tell this.
And I was like right in the middle of a fucking, I think it was a Dark Souls 1 run. And I knew that I wanted to finish that first, so that's another game that got put aside. I guess that just really attests to how addicted to these games in particular I am. There's so many goddamn games. Pretty much every game I have that I bought after Bloodborne. If I beat it, I rushed through it so I can get back to Bloodborne, or I'm only a part of the way through it because I came back to Dark Souls and Bloodborne. That's pretty much the only two outcomes. And you're right, you can't rush quality weapon, or quality games. You just can't. Fallout 76.
I mean,
was shit. Well, okay, that one was shitty all around. But okay, let's see. I'm trying to think of a good example for that. Another out. Okay, like Assassin's Creed Unity, right? That game was actually, I thought, really cool. I got it for Christmas year. It came out. I was fucking stoked. It was when the PS4 was relatively new, so everyone was still kind of in awe with the graphics. It was a really cool idea with the the co-op feel they had. The missions were fun. The setting was amazing. But the game was so broken and so good that you couldn't enjoy the fucking thing because you start a mission and the thing would how do you enjoy an awesome game when it crashes on you? You just can't, and it makes it pointless. I think that's the Assassin's Creed that they actually ended up releasing the DLC for free as an apology for how fucked up their game was. So thank you for that at least, but you still kind of left obviously you're going to leave a sour taste in people's mouths when you do that. When, yeah, people would have been disappointed if you would have delayed it, but guess what, they wouldn't have been asking for their money back for a broken game, which is a step up. So, I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Maybe they just didn't know how bad it was, really? I don't know. I mean, who the hell knows, man? I'd say that's, and I know that's an older example, that's just what comes to mind. I mean, that's the thing with these newer games, though, is that they can really get away with I mean, they do these beta tests and this and that, right? But these games are so big and so fleshed out now that, of course, a few things are bound to slip by, especially when the game's released and you have millions of people playing them. Of course, a few of those people are going to find weird-ass glitches and you're going to have technical issues, but when a game comes out and it's a AAA game and it's fully released, like the Elder Scrolls Online or Fallout 76 or Assassin's Creed Unity, it should work. I mean, it should run. Regardless of if there's a glitch here or there. And that's the thing is, there really shouldn't be any glitches. If I'm paying $60 to a legit company that put out, games 20 years ago on the PS2 before they had patches, they should be able to do that now. It should be, hey, pay me full price for this game that's not fully completed, but we'll put out a patch in a fucking month that'll fix it. That'll actually let you play the game. I don't like that shit. And I understand that, the patches are required to maybe add content or whatever, but as far as it's like, hey, the game's broke, but we're on it, like, you shouldn't be releasing that, I feel like I missed someone. One of the guys that lost. Because I only killed Homeboy at the end. I didn't kill his buddy that watched him out. But I don't see him, so I must have killed him at some point. Anyway, moving on. I was gonna say, I hate
Hello, Miss. Wait, what? Yes,
I know. Fucked up. I sent him to
thank
the
you,
clinic.
Mr. Hunt.
But you don't get anything if you send her at the chapel, and she ends up dying no matter what, so. Almost forgot about the old lady. I really wish they make a fucking Bloodborne. And Sekiro was really cool in its own right. I really liked that they did something different. And that's one I think I will definitely go through again at some point. It just didn't, it didn't quite reach, in my opinion, it didn't quite reach the level of Bloodborne or Dark Souls. Like, it's definitely top tier game, like, compared to a non-from, it's still a from software game, which makes it better than most. I mean, they did a really good job with the samurai deal. The combat they made to the, you know, swinging around like Spider-Man was awesome. But as far as this kind of combat right here, I guess it really did kind of do it in a different way that it's just different. So now that I'm thinking about my playthrough of it, it really was pretty badass. And I kind of screwed myself over because I did, so there's a few enemies that pretty much all from software games, but Sekiro, there's a boss you fight, and I didn't really only defeat it once with my own playthrough. Anyways, going through the game, you beat this boss, you come to this dialogue option, or continue on with the current deal. And I chose the wrong one, and if you do that, the game ends right then and there. And it automatically kicks you into New Game Plus. So I had to start completely over, and that's a decent way into the game. But there's still a lot left too. I mean, I don't know if it's halfway or not, but it's a good ways in. So I had to start over, work my way back, all the way back to that same spot, and yeah, just shit like that. It didn't ruin the whole game for me, but it pissed me off. Just because if I would have known, like, hey, if I select this, the game's gonna be over for now. It's gonna strip me, and I'm gonna have to start over from scratch, and I'm not ready to do that, I wouldn't have done it. But since I had no idea, I thought it was just a dialogue option. Really caught me off guard. But I sucked it up and ended up just going through it again. And I'll probably go through it a third time. Yeah, different perspective, exactly. It really will. See, and you want to play it, in my opinion, Sekiro is best if you play it almost like Bloodborne, where you just want to get up in their face and just hammer them. But at the same time, you have to be patient too. So it's okay. I'd say it's like Bloodborne with like literally like a dash of Bloodborne or Dark Souls pace, because you do have to like watch how aggressive you're being because of that, whatever it's called, your guard, whatever the fuck it's called, your stamina bar, whatever the hell. Because it can't, yeah, too many times I had a boss done, I had him beaten, but I ended up fucking myself into a corner because I was attacking too much. Oh, what am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? I just forgot. I usually stun those souls on an axe. Oh well. I'll just stun some of these. Oh. Nope. Fucking A. I need to pay more attention to what I'm doing. What I do is I sell the torch and the wooden shield to buy the axe. But whatever. Max 7th, and then I need some more souls to upgrade it this more if I want. So go ahead and sell. So Sekiro is another one that I would love to stream any From Software game, but I just suck at Sekiro, and I've only played it once, and I didn't do very well. So I mean, I beat it, sure, and I had a lot of fun, but I don't think it's something that people on the internet are gonna want to see me fucking fumble through that. It's a really good game though, really fucking good game. So I would say the only reason I was even disappointed at all was because there was rumors that it was going to be Bloodborne 2, and that's what I was hoping for. So, other than the fact that it wasn't a Bloodborne 2, I thought it was fantastic, and one that I will definitely be playing again. So let's go do all the RM. Holy shit! It's already been over an hour. Yeah, patience, definitely. Patience and, well, patience, timing, but those kind of go together. And dodging is, yeah, those two things. Patience and dodging are vital to these games. Once you get that down, you're golden. From there, you can figure out when to attack and when not to attack, and when to heal and when not to heal. So once you get the timing, once you have the patience to get the timing, it all kind of goes together, right? I mean, once you get the rhythm of the combat and you get the patience to wait until it's time to heal or to roll, or to wait for the roll, you know what I mean? Everything kind of goes together. It's really kind of awesome.
You are a skilled at it.
Well, see, that's what I like about Bloodborne too, is once you get the gunpowder down, you are literally a god, basically, except for the boss. I mean, if you can parry pretty much any enemy once you get the timing down. If you really wanted to, you can parry even these little guys, all of them, and be untouchable. And then you get the regain system, and I guess that's what really makes From Software stick out so much for me, is that, yes, okay, the formula for the games is somewhat similar.
Which is why I must stop
sure,
you.
but it's a good formula, obviously, and I don't mind that. They kind of have the same feel to them, because I like it. But they're not just putting out these games with different variations, they're also trying out these whole new systems, you know, like the, that other deal in Sekiro, I can't remember what the fuck it's called, but it's like, not the magical element, but, I don't know, it's something in Sekiro that you have to basically track as well. Bloodborne did the whole regain deal, which was a whole new thing. I mean, they all just kind of have their own flavor and their own added bonus or added attributes, we'll say. But they also have that same feel, that challenging, dark, like, this game is gonna make you feel good for winning feel to them, and that's really kind of what makes them stand out. Shit, I missed the corner of the shot. Are you fucking kidding? Bastard. Oh, yeah, dude. See, that shit is, it blows my mind, man. Like, it's so fun to watch, but at the same time, it just flabbergasts me how they pull it off. Like, I know death is hard enough, but to not get touched, like, you gotta be fucking kidding. Like, how in the world go through these games without getting hit? I mean, it's fantastic, but it's mind-boggling because as a fan, you know how difficult these games are. Even no matter how good you are, you make one wrong move, you could still die at the beginning area at any of these games, anytime, anywhere, any day. So to make it through the entirety of one of these games without being touched is just it's nuts. And I wish I was that good. I really fucking do. I mean, how badass is it to be able to say, yeah, I fucking, not only did I make it through Dark Souls, which is hard enough, but I made it through Dark Souls without dying, which is like, wow, clap, clap, clap. But I made it through Dark Souls without dying and without getting hit at all. Like, what the, dude, you deserve a trophy, like, from software. Actually, I heard some story about one of the guys that, he streamed his no-hit run, but Miyazaki didn't believe him or something. He's like, no, there's no way. But he really did do it, so. But that just tells you how difficult these games are. The fucking creator just straight up didn't believe that someone made a good game without getting hit. Like, to me that kind of is badass. It's like, okay, the creator knows he made something that is fair, but fucking still really hard. Dude, come down here so I can fucking whip you out without getting shot. Come on. You know you want to. No, that's not what it... Asshole. Of course it is stuff in the ledge. Okay, you should come all the way down this time. Or not, you're just gonna start burning this place. I guess that works for me too. There we go, come on. Come on. Fuck it up, fuck it. Down here, why are you being such a puss? Usually he'll follow me right where I want him to, which is all the way down here. There we go. Wait. Yeah, fucking don't hit runs are nuts. Who's in every game? I'm guessing you're talking about Hatches, right? He's the spider, so I'm assuming that's... I just don't see a message that says his name. Yeah, he's in every game. He's in Dark Souls 1. He's in... Who is he in Dark Souls 2? Is he the Patches in Dark Souls 2? I honestly can't remember. Dark Souls 2... Fuck. Who is Patches in Dark Souls 2? I'm trying to think of... Because Dark Souls 1, I don't know, he takes you off the ledge in the catacombs. Dark Souls 2, I can't remember. Bloodborne is the spider that takes you off in Nightmare Frontier, or you can talk to him in lecture hall, whatever it's called. Dark Souls 3, actually, and you hide where you what's that guy name? What's his name? He gives you secret. Oh, that's gonna bug me. The Onion Knight, the guy everyone loves. The guy was always sleeping. I can't remember anyone's name right now. Anyways, that guy. But in Dark Souls 2, I cannot think of where Patches pops up. I'm sure he does. I just thought that's kind of weird. Do you remember where he happens to pop up in Dark Souls 2? Oh, besides Dark Souls 2. Is that correct? Because I thought he was in Dark Souls 2 as well. I just can't remember where. I guess it makes more sense that he's not, but I really thought he was. Where are you guys running from? I don't even have my torch out. Where'd they go? And they're all the way over there, so I can't cheese into the wall. Maybe it's not Patches that's in Dark Souls 2, maybe it's like a shout out to Patches, like the character that's just a dick, that, like the ladder guy, the ladder smith, the guy that makes you pay him to drop ladders down, but he's not really a Patches. Yeah, there's not really anyone in Dark Souls that can think of that, like, tries to trap you like Patches does. But I haven't played that game in so goddamn long. I was actually, before I put this in, I was actually thinking about popping in some Dark Souls 2 and starting a new run through on that, which I probably will do sometime soon, but... it's hard to keep all the characters in track. I mean, I know... you know, so-and-so, yeah, that's Dark Souls 1, but it's Dark Souls 2, but... I honestly can't remember. There's an asshole character I can't remember. Really? How the fuck? Where are you? Oh yeah, I just saw that on a GameFAQs or Reddit or something that someone did a broken sword run on Dark Souls 3. I was just like, wow. Yeah, he was okay. He was replaced by another character in Dark Souls 2. Okay, that makes sense. A backstabber. A backstabber. Well, see, but who's the character that fucks you over in Dark Souls 2? I can't. I'm not thinking. I can't even picture it. Because I don't know which one it is. The only NPCs that come to mind are, the guy that you, what's his face? The guy you have to bring in to get his armor or something. Pate, I think is his name. Oh, Pate. Okay, I guess that is kind of... Pate is kind of like the patches of Dark Souls 2, I guess. Pate's the one that locks you in that... right at the beginning, where you get the white sign soapstone, I believe. He locks you in that area where you have to fight your way back out and drop down from below, or drop down from the top, I mean. And then also I think he tries yeah, in that poisonous area. Can't remember the name of it, but with the area with the poison wheel, he like tells you to go for a treasure, and it turns out to be like a trap or a mimic or some shit like that. Maybe that isn't Pate though. Maybe that's not his name. Okay, yeah, that is him. Okay, good. See, and I really wish Dark Souls 2 was better than it is. And again, like, not saying it's not a good game. It is a good game. But when you compare it to any of the other Souls games, it obviously falls to the bottom of the list pretty quickly for most people. And for a good reason. But it's the second one in the series. There's only 3 of them. And that's the can't do I don't because I never had a chance, so I haven't even had a chance. That's the one I haven't had a chance to play. I was a Demon Souls. But it's the second one in the series. It's with the DLC, even without the DLC, it's a decent sized game. They're all decent sized, but it is a big fucking. There's a lot to that game. It's massive. I mean, holy shit. The DLCs are fucking huge. That's why I'll probably never 100% complete it. So just the fact that it's so big, that they put that much time into it, I wish they would, the effort, or maybe the creativity, or whatever is missing, I really wish that would have done it, because, you know, 3 was worth the wait for sure, and 3 was, they went out with such a bang with 3, but if that's really the end, and all we get is 3, they all need to be on the same level, and 2 is just, it's just not. 2 is down a few. Exactly, man. Like, there's just something about it. It's a Dark Souls game, so if I'm in the mood, if I find myself desperate enough to where, like, okay, like, I just did Dark Souls 1, I just did Dark Souls 3, I'm halfway through Bloodborne, like, if I'm in one of those spots, the Dark Souls 2 is really my last resort for a kind of a fresh experience, like, I haven't played it for a year, 6 months, whatever, then yeah, I'll pop it in. And if I do that, and I end up popping in, I can usually make it to the end. Not in one sitting, but I can make it to the end, like, you know, without 3 months in the middle. But if I would just throw it in, like, I couldn't play that one twice in a row, like I can with Bloodborne. I've never done a New Game Plus run on Dark Souls 1, except maybe for the very, very first time I played it. And even then, I don't think I did. And like you said, it's hard. It doesn't keep your attention as well as the other. Even if you try, at least for me, it's more of a personal thing. It doesn't keep my attention even if I try. There are some really fun sections, but there's also some really dull sections. And you could say that about any of the Souls games, but that's especially true for Dark Souls 2. Is that there's some sections that are just boring and that just suck. And also, it's the pacing of, I don't know if the pacing is right here. It's like the rhythm or specific speed of Dark Souls 2 is somewhere in the middle of Dark Souls 1 and what Dark Souls 2 could have been. So it's got like the same delayed reaction speed shit going on as Dark Souls 1, even though it feels like it should be moving faster and smoother than Dark Souls 1. But you parry someone and you knock them down on their ass, and then you have to have 10 minutes to go up and do your riposte. I feel like the combat, and maybe it's the fact that it's 60 frames per second or something, and Dark Souls 1 is 30 or whatever the fuck, so maybe that has something to do with it. It just looks different, or it looks funny, as far as how slow the combat is, but maybe it's the fact that it's just the remaster looks so good that, and if you're playing on the PS1, you feel like it should be quicker. Same with kind of how before I was saying that Dark Souls 1 remaster feels faster than the original Dark Souls. I feel like, and I never played the original Dark Souls 2, so I really don't have anything to compare that one to, but even just playing it, it just looks, if I push circle on Dark Souls 2, I feel like for how good it looks and just how smooth the animations are, I feel like the reaction time just doesn't fit the way it looks, if that makes sense. So like, if I roll, I feel like how fast he rolls in when I'm looking at it versus the delay time from my button press to the action is just too slow. And you get used to it. Obviously, you get used to the pace of the game as you play it. It just doesn't blend as well as the other one. Dark Souls 1 is slower, but it blends well because the whole experience is a little bit slower. All the combat is a little bit slower. Dark Souls 2 is all a little bit slower too, but it looks like it shouldn't be. Bloodborne is fast, and it looks like it should be fast, and it's the right kind of fast. And Dark Souls 3, same thing. It's a mix of Dark Souls and formula with Bloodborne.
Welcome. What?
It just works.
Very well.
So I feel like Dark Souls 2 is really just the red-headed stepchild. I mean, it's still part of the family. It's still one that deserves. I mean, as a Dark Souls game, it just they should have spent a little more time on it, I guess, or maybe, I don't know. I guess Miyazaki should have done more and added more to that one. In my opinion, that would have been nice, I guess. Anyway, I'll shut up about Dark Souls 1. For Dark Souls 2, I mean. Yeah, something like that. Well, I heard that they were making Dark Souls 2. So like Miyazaki or From Software's team, like the development team or whatever, they made Dark Souls 2 while Miyazaki was coming up with the idea or working on Bloodborne. So, which makes sense to me. So I feel like that one maybe that one, that's why that one didn't have the level design wonders that the other ones did, because Miyazaki wasn't involved. Um, but it was still good enough to be released as a game. So he just said go for it, and then he's like, we'll make up for it with Bloodborne, kind of a thing. And you know what? I'm sure everyone's seen some kind of article about him talking about him basically being done with Souls, and unless, you know, I think he said that, I saw one of his interviews where he said basically he was done, but that doesn't mean he's done forever. So if he's like, if one of my teammates or one of my crew comes and has a really good idea for another Souls game, he said he'd be open to it. I just hope that doesn't apply to Bloodborne, because I feel like Bloodborne, they took a left turn, you know, they went a different direction with it. They did something new, and they kept the baseline, but they changed the rest of the song, if that makes sense. Like, if Dark Souls was music, right? I mean, they kept the same rhythm, but they made a new song with it, and it worked. Obviously, Bloodborne is fantastic. I hope that goes without saying. In my opinion, not only does it deserve its own sequel, Bloodborne should be its own standalone fucking series. But again, I'm very biased. That's just how much I personally enjoy the game. I would be very happy if they made a Bloodborne, and then Bloodborne 2, and then Bloodborne 3, all with DLC. Like, that would fit. And I get, you know, maybe that's why they made some of the challenge dungeon stuff is to give you more content, because maybe they weren't sure if they were going to do it. But with how well it's sold, and you know how critically acclaimed it is, even to this day, it's one of the all-time best PS4 exclusives on pretty much anyone's list. And if it's not on their list is wrong. I mean, you ask anyone for some PS4 exclusives, Bloodborne is going to be on the list, or it should be. So, for how well it did, even though it's not a Dark Souls game, I feel like, and then I understand, you know, run into different things, so they did Bloodborne, and then they did Hero, and, you know, they're doing different shit, but Bloodborne, I feel like, it's a good enough game. They did such a good job with this one that they need to come back. They owe it to themselves and to us to come back to this one and to add to it, because the only problem with this game is that there's not more of it, and that's fixable. They just need to make it, and I really hope they fucking do. Yeah, let's go fuck up. Bloodstone Beast. I miss my parry. Normally I don't even really parry him at all, but Oh yeah, dude. I don't see how you could do a Bloodborne sequel without From Software. It just does not work. Straight up. I know there's plenty of good companies out there, but
Very well.
Bloodborne created. I mean, that's like asking.
Farewell.
I don't even know what, man. That's like asking someone else to remake Pulp Fiction or something, or do a. I don't fucking know. You know, I think you understand what I'm getting at. It's just.
Welcome. What?
When you have something genius
Very
come
well.
out of a genius's brain, you can't expect someone else to really duplicate that in a way that's gonna feel the way it should. Someone else, sure, someone else out there might be able to pull off a sequel that is popular just because it's the only one out there. But if you were to have that happen and then Miyazaki create his vision of a sequel,
farewell.
I'd bet $1 million any day that Miyazaki's is gonna be better, just because he's the one that made the first, you know, he's the one that they came from.
Very
so he
well.
has a better understanding of where to take it, and I don't even think I really need to explain that logic. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. But,
farewell.
I mean, Bloodborne was released, what, fucking, oh my god, 2015? So it's already fucking 5 years old. I guess which isn't super old, but, good god, we could use a sequel, that's for sure. So, I feel like I'm to the point now where even if it was to come from another company, I maybe wouldn't care, just because it would give me more Bloodborne. As long as they really put effort into understanding what makes this game awesome in the first place, because that's the whole point, right? Anyways, okay, so we did Old Yarnum, we did everything up to it, including getting the NPCs out of Century Yarnum. We did Cleric Beast, and now it's time to head back to Cathedral Ward. So I'm gonna pick up there next time, because this video, I was gonna try and keep it to like an hour, and I'm already at like fucking 2. So I will catch y'all later. Peace out.